I paid Dougie $400 for the first one. See, boom. So I don't pay artists to come on the platform. Uh, but at the time I was just coming up and I knew I needed somebody popping. And at the time, Dougie B was it. So I hit up a friend of mine, right? Like first I tried to hit up Dougie. No response, you know what I mean? No response, etc., etc. I don't have no clout yet to really like pull any like strings. I'm like, cool. So I hit up, I see who he's following. I see he's following one of my close friends. I'm like, great. I hit her up to hit him up. And then like, I'm like, yo, I got some bread for him. And if you're wondering the amount, the first time I paid him 400. Now at the time, for me, 400 was a crazy amount. You feel me? It was a crazy amount. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Like I was so pissed having to spend that for, but I just knew in my head, yeah, it's gonna pay off. This is gonna this is gonna work out how I need it to work out. And it did. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out Dougie, man, for doing that. First time was it was a bit hectic because he kind of said yes at one of the most random times in the world. I'm telling you right now, when you're working with artists, especially an artist you really trying to get in contact with, it's never gonna be on your timing for real. And then yeah, so like I'm just there. You feel what I'm saying? Like I think I had just finished a shoot and I just get this DM from Dougie like, yo, let's shoot right now. I'm like, all right, bet. So now like he's rushing me, I'm rushing to get to him. And then like every time like I told him I was like 25 minutes away. Every 5 minutes, this nigga calling me like, yo, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? So that's making me rush even more. So I'm like, damn, he's calling me every 5 minutes. It was one time when he called me, I was like, yo, gang, I can't fly, bro. I'm going as fast as I can. But yeah, I paid Dougie $400 for the first one. The second one, I paid him $7. You know what I mean? The second one came with a little backstory. I'm not even gonna lie. So, boom, I paid him the 700. Same situation. I tell him I'm like 20 minutes away. He's rushing me every 5 minutes. Yo, where you at? Where you at, my heart? Where you at? Where you at? Uh, and if you met Doug, you know he's really like hyper. You feel what I'm saying? He's like a real like energetic person. So, yeah, I end up pulling up to him, paying him that 7. And I tell him while we in the car, yeah, I'm going to drop this next week. And he says, okay. So I'm like, okay. See, at the time, I don't know Dougie signed. And also, I don't have any contact to labels for real. So I don't really know the whole process of any of that. But again, I still don't know Dougie signed. So I'm not even thinking about labels. And I end up dropping it, end up getting like 5K in like, damn, that shit got like 5K in like an hour. And then I keep seeing this repeating comment. You know what I mean? The comments are going crazy on my Instagram. So I keep seeing this repeating comment like, yo, check your DMs, check your DMs. It's Dougie's A&R. I'm like, maybe this is fake. So I ignore it for a little while. And I keep seeing that comment, like, yo, it's like hour number 2. I keep seeing that comment, yo, it's Dougie's A&R. I'm like, all right, let me check my DMs. I check my DMs, it's Dougie's A&R. So now I'm panicking a little bit, like, yo, what? You need me? What's going on? He was like, yo, the video might have to come down. It wasn't supposed to be dropped yet. I was like, what? Mind you, at this point, we had almost 10K in like 2 hours and shit. So I'm like, that's the most views I ever had, ever. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, I convinced his A&R, who's actually a good friend of mine now, but I convinced his A&R, like, yo, it's already at 10K. People seen it. Blogs are reposting it. You might as well just keep it up. You feel me? And he told me he's going to talk with the team. And I told him, I bet. Comes back, he says, yo, the team's going to keep it up. Yo, when I say whew. So now, boom, it's up. They're still monetizing off that video, the label. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll take the hit on that. And then, yeah, man, but that video did a lot in terms of like helping me break more into the drill scene. Again, Dougie's full of energy, man. There's also a version that I think people seen. There's a first version I dropped, and then there's a second version. If you're wondering why the end is blurred out, it's because Dougie pulled out a toy gun. And toy guns aren't really looked well upon when showing them off in videos, you know. So I'm like, we're gonna hide that toy gun, you know what I mean? We're gonna hide that toy gun. We're not gonna, you know what I mean? We're not gonna promote such violence on the YouTube and shit. You know what I mean? So there's two versions of the video. Some people had a real vid. You know what I mean? There's certain blogs that got the first vid, and then there's the version you're gonna find on YouTube and shit. But yeah, I had to hide the toy gun because you know what I mean. They may mistake the toy gun as a real gun, and you can't have that. You can't have that. I don't want my platform being the reason. You know what I mean? Niggas in some interrogation room and they playing the vid. Nah. All for a toy gun, and like that couldn't happen. That couldn't happen. So yeah. But what's crazy is I didn't even see the toy gun until like I went home and edit. I ain't even gonna lie, I was like just driving. At the time, I used to have like two sets of lights. Like right now when I shoot, I got one light on the artist and that's it. It's to like shine on the artist. But at that time, I had two lights. I have tinted windows. Oh man, it was bad. So it just lights in my. I'm just trying to survive. You know what I mean? Dougie is hyper. I don't want his ops to see us. It's a lot going on. So like I'm just trying to survive. So I'm just driving. I'm not even seeing that he got the toy gun. So yeah, when I got to editing, I'm like, oh, he had a toy gun in the fucking vid. When was this? Yo, you know what I mean? So yeah, I had to blur that out. Some people got the first version. Some people got the second version. If you got the first version, it might be worth some money in the future. You never know. Save that file. Here we are. But yeah, that's the story of me and Dougie. Me and him never really had like a close relationship or anything. He's cool peoples, no issues. But you know what I mean? We wasn't really ever that close. Yeah, man, I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he's doing good.